Good day. In this video, we're going to show you how to work a surd out of a denominator. Big words in maths, they say rationalize the denominator. Before we start explaining, please remember, if there's anything in maths that you're not sure about on school level, you can send us a WhatsApp photo of your problem to this number. Then we will look at the problem, try and solve it, and send back an answer to you as soon as possible for free. Our first example, it says rationalize the denominator. What they mean is you must go to the bottom of this fraction and make sure there is no surd there anymore. To do that, we times the top and the bottom of the fraction with square root of 5. The same thing that's written over there. Now 7 times square root of 5 will give me 7 square root 5, and square root of 5 times square root of 5 will give me square root of 25, which will then be able to be square rooted. Then the final answer is 7 square root 5 over 5, and there is no more surd in the denominator. You don't have to write this step over here. You can go straight from here to the answer here. The next question, we have to rationalize the denominator of this fraction. So we have a 3 at the top and a 1 plus square root of 2 at the bottom. You don't want that square root down there anymore. Now a rule you need to remember from products earlier in grade 9, we taught you that if you get two brackets next to each other, a minus b times a plus b, you will times the a with the a and get a square, a with the b get a plus ab, minus b with the a is minus ab, and minus b with b gives me minus b square. That minus ab and the plus ab will cancel each other, and we'll end up with a square minus b square for that multiplication. So if you have two brackets next to each other, each with two terms in them, and you've got a plus b, a minus b, you can just times a is a square, and plus b times minus b is minus b squared. There will be nothing in the middle here. We call that the difference of two squares. Now to rationalize this denominator over here, I will rewrite it and times the bottom with the same numbers that I see. A 1 I'll put here, a square root of 2 I'll put here, and I'll change the sign. If I times this 1 with this 1, I'm going to get a 1. The plus with a minus is a minus. The square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is a square root of 4, which will become 2 just now with no square root. Whatever I do to the bottom of a fraction, I must do the same. So I will times the top also by 1 minus square root of 2. If I times the 3 with a 1, I'll get a 3. And the 3 with a minus square root of 2, I'll get minus 3 square root of 2. This step is not necessary. This top I will just keep. And the 1 minus square root of 4 will become 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 gives me a minus 1. And the top stays the way it is. And you can stop here if you want to. But if you divide the minus 1 into the 3, you'll get minus 3, and the minus 1 into the minus 3, I'll get a plus 3 square root 2. And then here, I have already rationalized my denominator. A lot of people have problems understanding how can this complicated looking thing become even more complicated and still be the same. And the same, how can this complicated thing become even totally more different looking. But you've got to get your brain around this and understand that it is true. The calculator, if you push this into a calculator, it'll give you this answer. If you push this into a calculator, it'll give you that answer. But understand what the calculator does. Please indicate whether you liked or disliked this video and subscribe to the channel.